This is what the lovely city of Baltimore, Maryland looked like earlier this week. Nice sunny, not a cloud in the sky. But with Hurricane Henry barreling through the Northeast, today's SFL action between the Las Vegas Fury and the Baltimore Vultures will be under the cloudy skies here at Vultures Field with a light rain coming through. I'm Jack Brown alongside Aaron Alexander for today's coverage of SFL action. The Vultures come in 4-0, Aaron, and Las Vegas, they got their first win of the season last week. What do you think is going to happen with these two teams looking to continue their winning ways?
Honestly, with the game that Las Vegas had last week, this game's basically wide open at this point with that close win over the Legion out in Vancouver. Baltimore, though, one of, if not the best offense in the league, one of the best rushing defenses that we've seen so far. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this game plays out moving forward, Jack.
It definitely will be. Two dueling quarterbacks here today. Well, both teams actually have pretty major parts of their offense this season controlled by rookies. Las Vegas coming in with rookie quarterback Joseph Green off to a pretty decent start so far. Meanwhile, Jimmy Hazard for the Baltimore Vultures off to his decent start. But these two teams, of course, looking to go for a lot more. Baltimore looking to assert itself as a as a mid-season championship contender. Vegas looking to assert itself back into the West Division race. We're just moments away from kickoff here on the SFL's Twitch page. And it's going to be the Baltimore Vultures wearing all black with the white trim to receive the kickoff here in this rainy game. Vegas wearing the white tops, black pants. That's going to be the easiest way to identify these two teams from each other. And this game is underway from here in Baltimore. Taking it about the 5-yard line, taking past the 10, 15, 20, up to the 25, 30, the 30-yard line, and that is where Jack Wigmore and company are going to start their first drive. Aaron, it's wet weather football. Ain't nothing like it. What do you expect to see from these two teams to kind of adjust to these conditions?
Probably a lot more short yards type passes in the passing game. Just so the ball isn't, flying through the wet as often. Maybe a lot more in the run game also, just to try and keep that ball as dry as possible.
Well, just as you say that, they go for a deep shot over the middle from Jack Wigmore, and it works out like a charm, crossing the midfield stripe over to the 49-yard line of the Baltimore Vultures. Wasn't able to catch who got that ball. Looks like it was number 88, Mac Chima. So already, Baltimore is taking the conventional wet weather game plan and throwing it out the window. They're still playing like it's sunny and 78 outside.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just how Baltimore kind of operates, though. So.
And it's going to be a nice short throw for 8 yards. Caught in bounds, they're going to save by Ivory Irvin. And Baltimore going for a fairly aggressive air attack early on.
Yeah, but that passing game of Baltimore has been their MO so far this season. One of, if not the best passing attacks in the game so far.
And once again, they prove that true as they get another first down to Las Vegas' 36-yard line. Catch made by Lloyd Graham Jr., the tight end.
Lloyd Graham, one of the veterans of this Baltimore offense. Pretty consistent target for this Vulture attack.
Short drop by Jack Wigmore, throws to the outside. That one's going to be caught in bounds. Gain of 6 on the play. And catch is made once again by Mac Chima, his second reception this drive. Been having a pretty solid start to his game.
Yeah, Mac Chima, one of two of the biggest targets here for Jack Wigmore, the other being Ivory Irvin, number 10. Both pretty consistent for this Baltimore offense.
Hand off to the outside to Jimmy Hazard as Hazard piles forward for 2 yards. Nice little gain on the outside run. Tackle made by number 99, Flynn Shady.
Yeah, and this rushing attack that Baltimore just tried there doesn't typically go. I wouldn't say it goes poorly, but it's definitely not something they tend to focus on. They're definitely more of a pass heavy air raid style of offense.
3rd down and 2. Short drop from Jack Wigmore. Short throw, and oh, that's going to be tipped incomplete. I think he was trying to go for the receiver there. I couldn't exactly catch who it was, but the deflection was made by number 46 for the Fury. And honestly, I couldn't tell that it was deflected instead of just dropped.
Yeah, that definitely looked more like a drop by the backup strong safety Chuck Warsaw there. And it looks like they're going to bring on Cliff Allen. That's not who that is. Shark Tarkington, excuse me, to try the field goal here from 45.
Now, if there's any part of football that gets harder in the wet, it's going to be the kicking game. The kick is up from Tarkington, and it is good from 45 out. And Baltimore, they are off to a flying start in the wet.
Yeah, admittedly not what I expected to see here out of this Baltimore team, especially in the wet weather like this. But they've made it work. Clearly, they've adjusted to the downpour here in Baltimore, and so far it's played at least slightly in their favor.
They've definitely played it to their advantage, not slowed down a bit. Kick is taken by Vegas at the goal line, taking it past the 10, 15, past the 20, or to the 25, 26-yard line. And now for Vegas' offense, they're not only just a team who doesn't get rained often in the games, they're from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a desert out there. It rarely rains to begin with.
Yeah, definitely something that we may see come into effect here, being that Vegas on a home front doesn't really get a lot of rain games, if they get rain games at all. It'll be interesting to see how this Vegas offense adjusts to the weather here.
Well, Joseph Green's going to do a little play action pass to the outside, gain of 7 on the play. Nice catch there by John Blades to keep it in bounds.
Yeah, John Blades, the most tenured, I believe, of this Baltimore receiving core. That's a lie. Actually, he's the 2nd most tenured, but one of the bigger targets for the rookie Joseph Green, who makes his presence known here early on.
Handoff right up the middle to Scott Johnson. Just gets blown up at the line. Not going to gain a single yard, possibly even loses a couple on the play.
Yeah, it was a big stop there by Alvin Mack, the outside linebacker for Baltimore, just absolutely shutting down the opening that this offensive line of Las Vegas tried to open up here. Nothing going on the early rush attempt.
Another handoff to Scott Johnson, this time able to find a hole, weaves his way, threads the needle, and gets a 1st down. Nice job by Scott Johnson to just find his way through. Las Vegas coming out here playing a much more conventional wet weather game plan.
Yeah, and I think for Vegas, that definitely makes sense. Definitely don't want to take a whole lot of risks, especially with how lethal this Baltimore defense can be, especially in the takeaway department. That's going to be a huge sack by Surion Yates the 4th.
What a way to get right into the backfield from Yates, just plowing through the offensive line, and Joseph Green did not stand a chance the second that he saw him coming through. I mean, just look at that guy.
Yeah,
you see that man running towards you, you're scared.
Absolutely. The big 6'5", 290-pound D tackle in his 4th season out here in Baltimore. He almost gets another one, I think.
Nearly got the sack, but surprisingly enough, that ball was caught by Doug Britton. Over the middle, going to make it a 3rd down and 8. Got up there with one hand and came right back down.
That's definitely an impressive catch there from Britton, considering the pressure that the rookie was under. Still a long 3rd down situation, though, for Las Vegas. You have to be aggressive here if you're the Fury.
Deep throw from Joseph Green over the middle. That was going to be incomplete. Tried to go for all or nothing to Mason Kirby. Doesn't quite work out. It's going to be 4th and 8.
Well, Vegas definitely went aggressive there. Unfortunately, this defense of Baltimore had the play scouted, and they're able to force a 3-and-out here, bringing on the punter, Dustin McGrath.
Low snap. Punt is away from Vegas. Can be fielded at about the 20. Surprisingly enough, not fair caught. Just barreling through the entire Vegas punt coverage team and gains 10 yards on the return, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, Giovanni Bolt trying to do his best shimmy there. Managed to get quite a few yards with it up to the 30. Definitely would have been stopped a lot shorter without those moves there, Jack.
First down and 10. Handoff right up the middle as that one's going to be taken for about 5 yards by Jimmy Hazard. Nice job from Jimmy Hazard just to fight through and get those yards.
Yeah, Jimmy Hazard, the first round rookie from this past draft, definitely been on the rushing front, more of an understated back, but has proven himself to be effective both rushing and in the pass game.
Deep drop from Jack Wigmore, short throw, caught, but it's not going to be enough for the first down. Mac Chima, his third catch today, already has nearly 35 yards.
Yeah, Mac Chima proving why he's one of the more consistent targets here for Jack Wigmore. Unfortunately, not able to get his body across the first down marker here, but a really easily manageable third down situation for this Baltimore offense.
Short drop, going to be another handoff to Jimmy Hazard. Gets the first down, not much more, but that's not what they needed.
I believe that was actually T-Roy Gaines, the fullback, on that carry. Doing what you expect the fullback to do, just a short little run there, pick up the first down, keep this drive alive for Baltimore.
So once again, it's first and 10, and it's going to be a free play for Baltimore. It's going to be another handoff up the middle, and I don't know if he got enough. If I was Baltimore, I would just take the free yards instead of the carry from T-Roy Gaines.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Get the free retry of first down. They are going to accept there. That's going to be defensive end Micah Baker called for that penalty. A unfortunate mistake here is going to allow Baltimore another shot at this first down.
So first down, take two, this time with only 5 yards to go to the sticks. Short drop, going to be a handoff to Jimmy Hazard up the middle. It's going to be a gain of 2 on the play. Or no, actually, that was T-Roy Gaines again, working the fullback out. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, that's also been kind of a key piece of Baltimore's offensive strategy. They love handing the ball off to T-Roy Gaines, their former halfback, now their fullback, who gets a nice grab there to pick up first down.
T-Roy Gaines, they're working this man out. Been involved in, I think, the last 3 snaps running. And that time, he does what a fullback typically doesn't do, and he goes up there and he catches the ball.
I wish I could do that.
You will someday, my friend. Trust me. First and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. Jack Wigmore in the shotgun. Jack surveys the field, throws it down. It's going to be a bomb caught down to the 15-yard line. What a grab over the middle by Mac Chima, the star of this Baltimore receiving corps today.
And that's just Mac Chima at his finest. Just a nice post route, cuts in between the safety and the corner there. Mac Chima's got all kinds of space, and Baltimore now in the red zone, threatening 7.
Las Vegas playing a little bit deep off the line. Not a lot of people crowding it. Going to be a handoff to Jimmy Hazard. Hazard gains 1.
And Unfortunate that Jimmy Hazard's not able to get more than just a yard there, but definitely smart by Baltimore to try the rushing attack here, try and take some more time off of this clock.
2nd down and 9. Gonna be another shotgun pass from Jack Wigmore, but Wigmore goes down, losing 7 yards on the play. The Vegas defensive line came in and smoked him. That's Mike Baker, their defensive end, on the sack.
Yeah, Mike Baker making up for that earlier encroachment penalty, gets the 5 yards back and then some. This is a long 3rd down here for Baltimore. They need to get to at least the 5 for another shot at the end zone.
And they're going to go empty backfield, throws over the middle. That's going to be tipped incomplete. Brings up 4th down and 16. Max Jackson with the deflection and saves Las Vegas from going down 2 scores. So once again, Shark Tarkington out to attempt a field goal. This time from about 38 yards out. Kick is away from Shark Tarkington. It's up, it's over, and it is good from 38 out. Baltimore Vultures take a 6-0 lead in this ball game with 1:58 remaining in the first.
You have to give credit to Vegas's defense, though. Baltimore's offense has shown time and time again they're able to reach the end zone with their passing attack pretty consistently, but Las Vegas's defense has held in the red zone twice now, only allowing Baltimore 6 points.
Yeah, so far Baltimore's onslaught has been effective between the 20s, but once they get close to the end zone, it's not been quite there as Vegas takes it up to the 28-yard line, setting up yet another 1st and 10. Joseph Green looking to hopefully equalize on this drive.
Yeah, definitely needs to get this passing attack going for the Fury. Has a lot of strong targets here that he can pass to. We've already called a few names, of course. John Blades tried to get one out to Mason Kirby. Maybe we see a pass to Doug Britton later on in this game. They're going to hand it off here on 1st down.
Yeah, they hand it off to Scott Johnson. Not much going. Gain of maybe 1 if you're lucky on the play.
Yeah, Scott Johnson, definitely a key part in that win last week over the Legion. Over 150 yards on the ground with a rushing touchdown. Haven't really seen any signs of that so far, but that may be more credit to this Baltimore defense, who's only allowed 1 rushing touchdown so far this season.
Another handoff right up the middle, and it's going to go nowhere. 3rd down and 8. Baltimore and number 42, that is Smith, with the huge stop. Frank Smith.
Yeah, Frank Smith, another key part of this Baltimore defense in his 3rd season now with the Vultures.
Joseph Green in the shotgun looking around, but he's going to go down for a sack. That's Ciron Yates, the 4th once again. 2 tackles, 2 sacks. We're not even at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Ciron Yates gets through the line again for another huge sack on 3rd down, forcing another punt from Dustin McCrack.
Snaps a little bit off, but the kick is away. I'm going to be taken at about 35. Once again, not fair caught. And Giovanni Bolt returns to the 41-yard line.
Giovanni Bolt, one of the premier punt returners in the SFL, currently leads the league all-time in punt return touchdowns. Doesn't get one here, but sets up Baltimore with pretty good field position to start this drive at the end of the first.
14 seconds remain. This should be one of the final plays of the quarter. Short throw, going to be a gain of 4.
Was Ivory Irvin on the catch there. Just eclipsed 4,000 receiving yards recently, and that's going to be at the end of the first quarter.
6-0 is the current score here in Baltimore, Maryland. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. We'll be right back after these messages. Now it's the start of the second quarter. Going to be second down and 6 for Baltimore. Throws to the sideline, caught in bounds. And are they going to say he had it? I think so. Can't exactly tell right now.
It does look like they called him in on that catch if the first down marker and line of scrimmage are to be believed.
No, they're actually going to say that that was incomplete, I think. Lloyd Graham Jr. was the intended target. 3rd and 6 now for the Vultures. Snaps right where it needs to be. They're looking around, throwing deep down the field. Wigmore. Wigmore has a man to the 20-yard line, or the 21 of the Vegas Fury. And Baltimore. This is not a typical sort of game that you see from a wet weather team, but it's certainly a typical game that you see from the Baltimore Vultures.
Yep, if it's not Max Shima that's deep downfield, you can bet you're behind. You're going to see Ivory Irvin go deep as well. He gets the call here. 35-yard pass puts Baltimore just outside the red zone again.
Short drop from Wigmore, throws to the sideline, going to be caught in bounds, 2nd and 2.
Ivory Irvin on the call again with that nice out route. Puts Baltimore into the Las Vegas red zone now. They haven't been super effective here so far this game. We'll see if they can finally breach the end zone here early in the second quarter.
Deep drop from Wigmore, throws to the end zone. Back up and picked off! Las Vegas! And Chris Magel once again just goes up, and they have effectively stopped the Baltimore offense in the red zone.
Yeah, this passing attack of Baltimore just hasn't really been able to do anything in the end zone because of this Las Vegas defense. Chris Magel getting his 4th interception on the season. And Las Vegas, they've held Baltimore pretty well so far.
1st and 10, ball's now on Vegas's 20. They're gonna do a little play action from Joseph Green. Throws it deep downfield, goes for the home run. Not gonna work that time. 2nd and 10. But I mean, hey, you know what? If there's any time just to go for a home run, that's the time to do it.
Yeah, definitely immediately after an interception like that, try and catch the defense off guard. Unfortunately, this Baltimore defense a lot more disciplined than that. Doesn't allow that through, and it's going to be a long 2nd down here for the Fury.
Just give me a short drop from Joseph Green this time. A much different throw, but this time it works out for him. 3rd down and 4 for the Las Vegas Fury after the catch from from Mason Kirby.
That was the tight end there, Lloyd Graham Jr. This time picking up a nice 6 yards, making this 3rd down for Las Vegas a lot more manageable as we see them go power I here.
Third and 4, gonna be a handoff. Scott Johnson out to the outside. Scott Johnson, massive loss on the play, gonna bring up 4th and 8. And the Baltimore defense does what it needs to do after a turnover like that, and they get the ball right back after a 3 and out.
Yeah, Troy Loshaw on the stop there. I definitely don't agree with the decision to try to run that ball on 3rd down. I understand wanting to try and get Scott Johnson involved as that punt by Dustin McGrath is almost blocked here.
Almost blocked, and Baltimore gets it at the 39-yard line. Not bad field position to start a drive off at.
Yeah, and that I think is definitely the reason that Baltimore has the lead that they have, not only because Las Vegas seems to only be able to stop them once they get to the red zone, but also just the field position that Baltimore's defense has managed to get for the offense with these stops on third and fourth down, forcing these punts.
Short drop, short throw over the middle, and it's going to be a nice throw into the soft spot of the defense. Ivory Irvin having 68 yards on 5 catches. Had he taken one more step, he would have had a very nice statistic so far today.
Yeah, Ivory Irvin currently sits 5 targets, 5 reception for unofficially 69 yards. He's having himself a day. We'll see if that continues, though, moving forward into this half.
Short drop from Wigmore, going to throw it on the flat to Jimmy Hazard. Jimmy Hazard spins himself around, sends several vultures into the spin cycle, and gets the first down.
Yeah, and that's more the kind of run you can expect to see from Jimmy Hazard once he gets going. Just a nice short pass there, gets a good block from the tight end Lloyd Graham Jr., and Baltimore converting even more first downs here, pushing further into Las Vegas territory as they're just a short distance away from getting into the red zone yet again.
Ball's now on the Vegas 35. Baltimore has made 3 trips to inside Vegas's 30, and they have yet to take it into the end zone, however. Deep throw over the middle. That one's going to be caught. That one's going to find Painter. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Yeah, and that's Ivory Irvin again. Reception and target number 6. He's still flawless on the game so far. That's going to be a big touchdown for the Vultures. Finally hitting pay dirt. It takes a deep pass outside the red zone to do it. But that's going to push this Vulture offense even further ahead of the Fury here, barring the extra point from Shark Tarkington.
It's been a slow start to Baltimore, but you can tell they're starting to open up the gap here.
Yeah, Baltimore getting more and more acquainted to this downfall currently going on in Maryland, as they're going to push this to a 13-point ball game.
13-0. 7:55 remaining here in the first half. Las Vegas so far, it's not to say that they've been playing terribly on defense. Most of the time they've been able to stop them. However, it's just the offense has just not found any sort of rhythm today.
Yeah, definitely one of the keys to Vegas' success is Joseph Green playing more like an elite level SFL quarterback. Today, the Baltimore defense has had his number 2 sacks so far by Sir Ron Yates IV. And we'll see if they can get anything going here.
First and 10, free play for the Fury. And they're going to take the free penalty yardage after the carry by Scott Johnson. Doesn't really yield them much of anything.
Yeah, definitely gonna take the penalty here. That's going to be against Tucker Lewis, the defensive end, getting called out there. Another note about Joseph Green, currently the most sacked quarterback in the SFL.
First and 5 for Joseph Green. Short drop, can be handoff up the middle. We think that was A-star Miramontes. Yeah, that is exactly who was handed off to. Not gaining much of anything, but 2nd and 5.
Yeah, definitely the right call to try and get your fullback going if your running back can't. Unfortunately, This defense of Baltimore uh, absolutely crushing the rush game so far of this Fury offense.
Handoff to the far outside to Scott Johnson. Scott Johnson probably ran about 10 yards to the side, but only 2 yards forward, and that's what they're going to mark him for.
Yeah, this Baltimore defense continues to smother this rushing attack of Vegas. That was Keenan Samuels on the stop getting his first tackle of the game. And it's a pretty long third down here for Vegas.
3rd and 3, but it's long concerning the fact they had a 1st and 5. Throws is going to be caught. First down, Vegas up to the 38-yard line. Catch was made by number 81, John Blades.
Yeah, and that's a big first down pickup for the Fury, at risk of forcing another punt. Was this Baltimore defense. Fortunately for Vegas, they're able to convert the first down, look to continue this march downfield.
Deep drop, and it's going to be picked off by Baltimore. Saw it flying through the air and just got it right in time. The Baltimore Vultures have taken it back now from the Vegas Fury.
Yeah, and Giovanni Bolt with that pick takes solo control of third on the all-time interception list. Now sits only 3 behind Mexico City free safety Jeffrey Daggs for second place. And that's really unfortunate for this Fury team.
If looking to keep in touch was their goal, they did not succeed at that on that drive. Jimmy Hazard loses a yard on the run, however, so they do gain something out of it.
Yeah, this Fury defense definitely able to control the dual rushing attack of Jimmy Hazard and T-Roy Gaines. We'll see if that trend continues for Vegas. They're able to get a stop here.
Extremely deep drop from Jack Wigmore, tipped up in the air. That's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that pass, I believe, intended for Ivory Irfin's going to be his first target unofficially without a reception. And this is going to bring up an incredibly long third down for Baltimore. Vegas trying to limit the damage that Giovanni Bolt interception will have in this game.
3rd and 11. High snap to Jack Moore. Throws deep down the side. Going to be caught. No, out of the hands. A little bit overthrown to Mac Chima. Going to set up 4th and 11.
Yeah, Max Jackson on the deflection there. And Las Vegas, after the unfortunate interception from Joseph Green, gets a 4 and out here, or 3 and out here, excuse me. And that's big for this Vegas offense. They are going to get pinned relatively deep in their own territory, but still a big stop for Baltimore. They're just going to let that go into the end zone for a touchback.
So for Vegas, not much of a loss, really. Though it does take time off the clock, knocks it down to just 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
And that's a big step forward here for Vegas with that defensive stand. We'll see if this offense, though, can continue the momentum that their defense just created, and they do with that long pass to John Blades.
John Blades catching it at the 48, not going to get much more out of it, but really with that big of a play, getting it right up to the 50, it's also just a great way to reinstate some morale in Joseph Green.
Yeah, definitely a great route there from John Blades. Joseph Green throwing it perfectly to allow Blades to catch that ball in front of Austin Brigham.
Short drop, throws to the sideline, going to be caught well behind the line of scrimmage, but managing to get back up to the line of scrimmage, gain 3 on the play. Scott Johnson.
Yeah, it was a really weird situation there for Vegas. Joseph Green, unfortunately, flushed out of the pocket by the pressure from this Baltimore defensive line. Manages to get the ball into the hands of his halfback, though, who's able to keep the play alive and get some positive yards out of it.
Relatively deep drop from from Joseph Green. Sorry, Joseph Green managing to avoid all the sacks and somehow gains 2 on the play on the throw to Scott Johnson.
I don't know how Joseph Green managed to stay upright there, but an incredible amount of patience to step up in the pocket with the man at his feet and get that ball into the hands of the dump off man, Scott Johnson. Still a long third down here, but manageable. Unfortunately, they're not going to pick that up here, and it's going to be another 4th down for Las Vegas.
Vegas not off to quite the start that they've been wanting so far. Barely been getting any success with the ball, only on a couple of deep throws. So it's 4th down and 3, and Vegas having to send out the punting unit. And Dustin McCrack, the low snap, punt is away. Gonna be a nice long bomb, taking a bounce to 5 to the 3, and oh, he ran it into the end zone. Unfortunately for him, that does not have the desired effect of 6 points. Instead, it takes Baltimore out to the 20.
Yeah, that is unfortunate that they're not able to contain that outside the end zone. That would have been a really, really deep starting place for Baltimore, but it's going to result in a touchback. Baltimore is going to start on their own 20.
Joseph Green steps up into his throw, and that's a man on the sideline up to the 49-yard line.
Ivory Irvin yet again gets the call deep, easily into the hands by the Jack Wigmore throw. And oh boy, this Baltimore passing attack showing its lethality here in this first half.
So now Baltimore up to their own 49 after the 29-yard throw and catch. Going to be a handoff up the middle to T-Roy Gaines. T-Roy Gaines only gains 1 on the play. Not a bad run, though. Tackle made by Slyn Shady.
Yeah, but as I will continue to go back to, the defense of Vegas, really, really good so far against the run. Not typical with how they've been in the past, but this defense of Vegas definitely has shaped up incredibly well as they get another stop here to bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 6. Baltimore looking to get a 1st down, extend the drive, and this should be the final play for the 2-minute warning if they do get the snap off. That they are. Deep drop, throws deep down the sideline, going to be caught! Taken down to the 10, down to the 9! Oh, what a way to bring us to the 2-minute warning here, folks. 13-0 Baltimore, but they're knocking on the door for more. And we'll be right back with y'all after these messages. Welcome back, everybody. First and goal from the 9. If you disconnected for the 2-minute warning, wonder what happened. It was a big bomb down the sideline for Baltimore. Jack Wigmore stands right up, throws short over the middle, going to take it down to the 1-yard line. And Baltimore is just 1 yard away from making this 20-0 with about a minute remaining in the half.
Yeah, and that ball caught by Davey Holder, who got that long pass before that short break. And this may be the first time we see Baltimore score from the red zone here.
Don't jinx it now. Gonna be a deep drop from Jack Wigmore. Gets a block right before he's sacked, but not saved by by his own blocking. Third down and goal, right back to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, it's Rhett Sawyer there on the sack. Commentator's curse rears its ugly head yet again.
I personally blame you for that sack, and I'm sure everyone in the Baltimore front office would agree with me. Jack Wigmore going to the corner of the end zone, but that one hits it. Touchdown, Baltimore Vultures.
But they still managed to get it a play later. Ivory Irvin getting touchdown reception number 2, approaching 200 receiving yards here on the day. And Baltimore just relentless so far in their attack on this Baltimore defense. The booth, though, gonna call a review of the play to see if that catch was made in bounds. And I'll be honest with you, Jack, it looked like it to me.
Looks like it to me, but maybe they just need verification. It is hard to see out there. Ivory Irvin. Yep, that is caught in bounds. At least it should be, because you only need 1 foot here in the Simulation Football League.
After review, the play stands. The pass was
And the refs do agree with the play. The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Yeah, definitely agree with that call there by the booth. Very, very clearly in bounds on that catch. And Baltimore is going to try and push this to a 20-point ball game.
Snaps a bit low, but Shark Tarkington kicks it up, and it is through. 20-0 with 56 seconds remaining here in the first half. Vegas now just hoping to get something on the board so they can go into the locker room with something behind them.
Yeah, Baltimore, though, definitely not going to make that easy. This defense has been pretty on point so far today for the Vultures.
And the kick return from Vegas gets him up to the 34-yard line, gets him a third of the way to pay dirt, if you want to think about it like that.
Yeah, definitely an optimistic way to view the situation. Unfortunately, not a lot of time to try and get there. Under a minute to go here in the half.
And it's going to be a little handoff. And oh, whoa, is that a draw or something? I couldn't exactly tell. Loss of 1 on the play, and they're locked into the formation. It's going to be interesting to see what Vegas can conjure up from something like this. Short drop, and it's going to be thrown right over the top of Scott Johnson. He wasn't ready for it. Maybe he couldn't even see the ball through all this, through all the rain.
Yeah, I think that that play on first down was actually blown up by the defensive line. Joseph Green was actually, I think, hit or like touched in the leg on that first down run. He wasn't able to get the ball into the hands of Scott Johnson. It's going to be a long third down here, though.
It's going to be a very deep drop from Joseph Green. Slings it deep over the middle. Going to be picked off. Joseph Green, his second interception today.
And the second for Giovanni Bolt.
I mean, unintentionally, Giovanni Bolt's become a relatively favorite receiver of Joseph Green throughout this quarter. But Giovanni Bolt brings it right back in. Now Baltimore, a few handoffs to Jimmy Hazard, and they'll be able to go into the locker room happy.
Yeah, gonna be a pretty substantial lead going into halftime here for Baltimore. weather may be playing a factor in Baltimore's success, potentially.
We'll have to see. Maybe a throw to the outside. And they're going to say he got out of bounds. 2nd and 1 with 30 seconds remaining. Baltimore, they're going for blood. They're looking to extend their lead going into the half.
Yeah, Baltimore not one to let up despite the short amount of time left in the half here. And they've got a chance to try and get a quick first down and maybe more here.
2nd and 1, handoff up the middle. Going to be another first down to the 49 or 48 yard line. And Baltimore going into the hurry up. They're running out of time, but they do have all 3 timeouts on their side. Another handoff up the middle, going to lose them a yard. And they're still just bleeding time. If their goal is to score, you'd think they take a timeout. 2nd and 10, going to be another handoff up the middle, and it's going to be another miscue. And Baltimore finally takes their first timeout of the half with 3 seconds left.
Yeah, definitely a weird choice by the head coach, Jim Johnston, there. 3 straight runs to the fullback. He gets 2 yards, burns almost all the time on the clock. I don't understand what the rationale behind that was, as they're probably just gonna try a Hail Mary, it looks like, and extend this lead even further.
That's exactly what they're going to do. It's 46 yards to the end zone. Hard enough to take a Hail Mary as is. Never mind in the wet. Jack Wigmore moving around the pocket. Throws it deep. It's going to be tipped up in the air. Incomplete. The showmanship not exactly working out in their favor. And they're going to head into the locker room with only 20 points on the board.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with the decision there to try and throw that Hail Mary, but doesn't matter in the end. Baltimore is going to go into halftime with a substantial lead, and you can see why. Las Vegas only 68 yards of total offense compared to almost 300 for Baltimore.
Yeah, it is a tale of 2 completely different teams. The only reason I think that Baltimore not leading by even more so far is the fact that Vegas in the first quarter was able to keep them out of the end zone, only limiting them to 2 field goals.
Yeah, the defense of Vegas has definitely been the best look that we've seen out of this Vegas team as a whole. We'll see if, here in the half, they're able to recompose themselves, refocus, and try and get back into this ball game. It's definitely still manageable for the Fury to get back into this game.
It's not impossible, but it is a little bit on the improbable side right now. They need to get the offense going. I know the weather's not playing to their benefit, but really, is that a legitimate excuse? Because Baltimore, they've been flying, and they're playing under the same conditions.
Yeah, I think that's more credit to the receiving core of the Vultures than it is to the detriment of the Fury. Some of these balls that the Vulture receiving core has been able to catch have been nothing short of impressive.
A lot of very nice plays so far in this first half. There's more to come here in the second half as we are just about to get this one underway. Vegas, if I'm not mistaken, does receive the second half kickoff.
Would be accurate.
So the ball's on the tee for Baltimore, and we are underway here in the Beltway. Kick is taken at right at the goal line, taking it past the 10, past the 20, up to the 30-yard line of the Fury. First and 10 for Joseph Green under center. Handoff to Scott Johnson right up the middle, and Scott Johnson makes easy work of the first two layers of the Baltimore defense. And oh no, actually that's not Scott Johnson. That's actually the fullback, A-Star Miramontes.
Yeah, definitely love to see the fullback getting involved there. An impressive spin move as well to get that 5-yard pickup. And Vegas coming out pretty impressive to start this second half.
Throws deep towards the sideline. That's going to be a first down for Vegas, and a heck of a lot more up to Baltimore's 44. And so far, after the reception from Tiberius Bovine, the Fury have clearly taken whatever they learned from the halftime speech, and they've applied it well.
Yeah, the freshly inaugurated Hall of Famer getting his first grab of the game here, and he makes it absolutely big. 25-yard catch there puts Vegas in a much better position to continue this drive.
Gonna be another handoff up the middle to Scott Johnson as he gains 4 yards on the play, but he is taking a little while to get up, but he does eventually stand back on his own 2 feet.
Yes, Scott Johnson perhaps getting a bit winded here to start this second half. But still definitely a manageable drive for this Fury offense.
Handoff to the inside for Scott Johnson. Scott Johnson finds a hole as he plows through a Vulture defender. Gets it down to the 19-yard line. And Vegas is in the red zone for the second time today.
Yeah, and that's what Scott Johnson's able to do given the time of day. Of course, his performance against Vancouver last week, a big part of the reason they were able to come away with the win in that game. And Vegas now looking, threatening the end zone, trying to get back in this game to start this second half.
Handoff once again to Scott Johnson. He's got all the room in front of him. Gets it down to the 2-yard line, first and goal.
Yeah, and I don't think Baltimore was expecting this onslaught of rushes from Vegas as Scott Johnson picks up another relatively big gain deep in the red zone. And Jack, Vegas is only 2 or 3 yards away from the end zone now.
Yeah, they've been kicking it into overdrive to open up the second half. And they just need to get the final 2 yards. Short drop from Scott Johnson, throws the end zone. That's going to be picked off. All that for nothing.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Ben stacking paper in the right place at the right time to snatch that ball out of the air and out of the hands of, I believe, intended for Tiberius Bovine, who lays just an absolutely massive hit as Stacking Paper tries to kneel the ball for the touchback there. And that's absolutely upsetting for Vegas.
Just seemed to be that Joseph Green got a little bit confused, but Baltimore gets it on their own 20. Short drop from Jack Wigmore, throws to the sideline, caught inbounds. 2nd and 2 from Ivory Irvin.
Yeah, we'll definitely see if Vegas's defense can try and turn the tides back in the favor of the Fury, as they had everything going for them on that previous drive. And unfortunate that they're not able to capitalize on it here, as Wigmore for Baltimore is approaching 300 yards through the air.
2nd down and 2. Wigmore goes over the middle. It's going to be another catch inbounds, gaining of 7 on the play up to the 36-yard line. First down, Baltimore.
Yeah, and that was Max Chima on the play there, getting him up to that 69 yards of receiving so far this game. And we will see if Baltimore is able to keep up this attack.
Hand off to the outside for Jimmy Hazard. Hazard gaining 5 on the outside run. You know, while it's definitely been the Jack Wigmore show all day today, Jimmy Hazard has played his role and he's done it pretty well.
Yeah, that's what he does though here in Baltimore. He's definitely that role player type of back, able to run the ball if needed, but also a threat in the pass game for Jack Wigmore as well.
Deep drop for Jack Wigmore, throws to the sideline. That one's going to be caught again in bounds. 1st and 10 from Ivory Irvin.
Yeah, and that's gonna push Ivory ever closer to 200 yards receiving this game. An impressive show from him so far.
Ball on the 48 now for Baltimore. Short drop, looking around, Jack Wigmore throws it on the flat to Jimmy Hazard. Hazard spins around, gains 5 on the reception.
Yeah, just another nice play there from Jimmy Hazard. Jack Wigmore not particularly liking what he saw downfield, but had the option to throw it to Hazard, and manages to pick up 5 there on the dump off.
Give me another deep drop from Jack Wigmore. Short throw for progress. I'm going to say that he got right back to the line. That's Mitchell on the reception.
Yeah, that was the backup tight end on the grab there. Unfortunate that they don't count forward progress for him. Pretty long 3rd down here for Baltimore, though. Let's see if they're able to convert.
Short drop, throws inbounds, caught. They're going to not say he got it.
I expect to see a challenge flag here. I'm going to be honest with you, Jack. It definitely looked like he was just across the line. It doesn't look like Baltimore's going to do it, though. So they're going to go for it. They're going to try the bait and switch. That's what they're going to do.
Yep.
And
they're going to get it. They're going to get it. 1st down, Baltimore.
Oh, goodness. That is unfortunate for Vegas. They fall for the hard counts. And that's going to be on number 91, A.K. Jones. And Vegas able to get the bait and switch to work. They catch him on the hard count, and the drive continues for the Vultures.
Now they're at Vegas's 38. Short drop from Jack Wigmore, gets it over to Jimmy Hazard, gains 4. These little swing routes have been doing them very effectively, and there's the tail of the tape for today, the little stat pop-up. 322 yards from Jack Wigmore, just 85 from Joseph Green.
Yeah, that's definitely reflected in the scoreline, though you'd think with a 300 passing yard game that there'd be a lot more than just 2 touchdowns so far by the Vultures.
2nd and 6. Short drop, throws to the sideline, going to be caught in bounds. And the 1st down gained up to the 26. Baltimore marching down the field, and Ivory Irvin, that's another catch for him.
Yeah, I believe that's going to push him over 200 yards through the air. Near perfect on reception so far. 13 catches on 14 targets. Good for 93%.
Deep drop, throws to the sideline, caught. Oh my goodness, got the 2 hands up there. Ivory Irvin wins the contested ball and gets it 1st and goal at the 1.
How did Ivory Irvin catch that ball out of the hands of Merrick Itera? I don't understand. How?
The man has just been, I don't even know how to describe it. He has been, yeah.
It's been a two-man show. Jack Wigmore to Ivory Irvin, as they're going to hand it to T-Roy Gaines to rush it in for 6.
Yep, as Baltimore now up 26-0. Their offense has just been making the Vegas Fury look like they're not even there on defense. Slim Shady tried to get the stop, but not able to get there in time. And pending the extra point, they're going to be up 27-0.
Yeah, and another key point to make, Baltimore chewed up a lot of clock on that drive. Las Vegas now has less than a quarter and a half to try and get anything on the board, let alone to catch up to the Vultures here.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Vegas, you're kind of playing for morale. Being down 27-0 in a hostile environment in conditions you're not used to. Meanwhile, Baltimore, it's not slowed them down even the smallest amount.
Yeah, Baltimore, if anything, has thrived in this downpour. Especially Ivory Irvin. He's almost at 250 yards receiving now.
And with Vegas taking it up to the 27, that's where they're going to set up shop. And, you know, that first drive of the second half, though, although it ended in an interception, it was a fantastic drive.
Oh, yeah, 100%. If Las Vegas is able to replicate what they did on the first drive of this half and not cough the ball up in the end zone, we'll at least be, you know, we'll see a slightly better, closer game here.
Joseph Green going to go with a deep shot over the middle, and oh, what a catch! Crossing the midfield stripe. That is number 81, John Blades. The man who, out of this Vegas receiving core, has been the best today. Just around 50 yards receiving on 4 catches. Or
yeah,
actually,
but
nearly 80.
Yeah, but he absolutely paid for that catch, getting absolutely speared by the defender making that tackle. I believe that was Troy Loshaw, the strong safety.
1st and 10. Vegas taking the short drop, throws it over. It's going to be a major loss. Surprised Joseph Green didn't see their defender sitting right there, Alvin Mack. He was basically sitting on that play. He knew exactly where it was going.
Yeah, and I think that there's also a lack of blocking there on the screen, contributing to that 3-yard loss. We'll see if Vegas is able to pick themselves up, though, here on 2nd and long.
2nd and 13 for the Fury. Short drop, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught. Finds the soft spot of the defense, makes it a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, a long 3rd down here for Vegas. They are in a Baltimore territory, though. Definitely a positive sign.
Third and 6, deep drop, throws over the middle, and that one's going to be nearly intercepted, but falls to the ground incomplete. 4th and 6.
Yeah, that ball intended for Mason Kirby there. Unfortunately, this Baltimore Vulture defense is going to hold strong yet again, and that's going to force out Dustin McGrack to punt this ball away.
Fourth and 6. Punts right where it needs to be. It's a nice little sky kick. Going to take a Fury bounce to 5 down to the 2-1 is going to be inbounds. No! No, it will not. And it's going to take it out to the 20.
Yeah, that is unfortunate again for Vegas and the special teams unit that they're not able to pin Baltimore deep, as they're going to probably take up the rest of this quarter, barring any shenaniganry.
Jack Wigmore going to start this drive under center. Short drop from him, goes down to Jimmy Hazard. Jimmy Hazard has way more green in front of him than you'd expect and gains 7 on the reception.
Yeah, puts a double spin cycle show on, looking like BDG Hollywood, able to get a nice pickup on the dump off. We'll take a look at that again. Hits one, hits another. Unfortunately, not able to break the second tackle there, but manages to catch Itera off guard. And it's going to be a relatively short second down here for Baltimore.
Hand off to the inside to Jimmy Hazard. Jimmy Hazard has all the room in front of him, gets up to the 40-yard line, and Baltimore milking the clock, but also getting big plays out of it.
Yeah, that's going to be the longest rush that we've seen from Jimmy Hazard, effectively tripling his rushing yards on the day. And Baltimore, as you mentioned, eating clock, getting big plays, and looking to continue to march downfield.
Handoff up the middle to Jimmy Hazard once again. It's going to be a gain of 8 on the play. And actually, no, that was T-Roy Gaines on the run, the fullback.
Yeah, that's one of the things Baltimore really likes to do. They like getting their fullback involved in T-Roy Gaines, who's coming over to that fullback position, being the main guy for the rushing attack for Baltimore for a number of seasons, as they give it to him again, and he's going to get nothing there.
Nothing that time for Jimmy Hazard, but it does its job, and it's going to milk more clock. Possibly that was even the final play of the third quarter.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was, Jack.
And that it will be. The Baltimore Vultures up 27-0 on the Fury and looking to add on to that lead. You're watching the Simulationfl on Twitch. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back, everybody. It's 3rd and 2 here in Baltimore, Maryland. The Vultures up 27-0 on the Las Vegas Fury. Short drop from Jack Wigmore. Fires to the sideline. Going to be caught. First down and a few yards on top of it. And for the first time, the first time in a while, I call out Mac Chima's name.
Yeah, Mac Chima approaching a milestone here. He's only about 2 yards away from 3,000 in his short 4-season career here with the Vultures.
Handoff up the middle to, I think that's T-Roy Gaines. No, that was handed off to Jimmy Hazard. 2nd and 9 now, as the Vultures playing both the game of burning off the clock and they're looking to add on to the score.
Yeah, definitely a smart call here for Baltimore. A good mix of pass and runs here, trying to eat as much clock as possible. But they definitely want to try to extend this lead, get it even further out of the hands of the Fury.
Be a little play action pass, throws to the sideline. They're going to say he was caught. 3rd down and 2, and look who it is, Ivory Irvin.
Yeah, the one-man show, it seems, for this Baltimore Vulture offense so far. nearly 250 yards receiving of the 350 that Jack Wigmore has thrown so far this game.
Once again, it's 3rd down and 2. Short drop from Jack Wigmore. Throws to the sideline. Caught. That's a first down. What a way to keep the feet in bounds from Lloyd Graham Jr.
Yeah, another name that we haven't really called all too often here in Graham Jr., but manages to keep his foot in bounds, keep the clock going for Baltimore, and also pick up the first down to extend this drive even further down into Las Vegas territory.
Short drop, throws on the flat to Jimmy Hazard. Hazard gains 2 on the play, and they're already down to Vegas' 31-yard line.
Yeah, they're eating a lot of clock, but this drive has been quick to get deep into Vegas territory here.
Second down and 8. Wigmore goes deep over the middle, and that was going to be another. Oh my goodness, he threaded the needle like a master. And Ivory Irvin, can this man stop adding on to his highlight reel? We're going to run out of film.
Signs point to no here, Jack. The Magic 8 Ball says that they're just going to keep feeding Ivory Irvin here until easily the end of this game, if not into next week.
I didn't know Magic 8 Balls got updated with such long descriptions on their outcomes. 1st and goal from the 5. Short drop from Jack Wigmore, throws it over to Jimmy Hazard. Gain of 2 on the play.
It's one of those fancy electronic 8 balls here, Jack. But a good catch there from Jimmy Hazard sets up 2nd and goal. Only 3 yards to pay dirt. Jack, do you think they're going to pick this one up?
Possibly. I'm not going to really say anything affirmative because obviously the commentator's curse would then loom large over these two teams. But ball's on the 3. The odds are in Baltimore's favor. Handoff to Hazard, and Hazard waltzes his way in to make it another touchdown for Baltimore. 33-0, 8:14 remaining in the ball game.
Yep, and that's going to be rushing touchdown number 2, both of the season and of his SFL career for Jimmy Hazard. Baltimore extends their lead even further, and if you're Vegas, you're playing for pride at this point, I think, with just under half of the quarter to go, I believe.
Yeah, and Baltimore about to take a 34-0 lead. They've just set their foot on the gas, and they've not taken it off yet in this ball game. And really, you know, for Baltimore, what sort of statement does this send out? Because the other main competitor in this current 4-0 race is playing right now as well, Queen City. They're only up 20-7. What do you think the sort of message is being sent for Baltimore that they're just stepping on the throat of a team 34-0?
It just shows that Baltimore's offensive style is ruthless, and they don't really have a brake pedal.
Yeah, no, that is something to take note of, though, because like most teams, if they enter into this sort of territory, there is a slowdown period, but it just seems to be that Baltimore has not had that slowdown moment yet, and they're just going and going and going.
Yeah, absolutely. Baltimore coming into this first in points per game at 43. Only one other game has had less than 35, and that was in week 3 against St. Louis.
Deep shot from Joseph Green, and that was going to be tipped in the air, nearly caught, and nearly intercepted by Giovanni Bolt. 2nd and 10.
Now, Bolt looking for a hat trick here, looking for interception number 60 now of his career, trying to approach and catch Jeffrey Daggs. Bolt been a absolute nuisance to opposing quarterbacks. Currently sits at 8 interceptions on the season.
High snap to Scott Johnson, and instead of Joseph Green going down, losing 7 yards on the sack. And that one, once again, made by Ciaran Yates the fourth. The man has also just been on fire.
Yeah, hat trick of sacks for Ciaran Yates, approaching tackle number 100, sack number 30, and TFL number 50 for the big man.
Joseph Green trying to salvage some pride, and he does just that. Gets the first down up to the 41-yard line. And just way to go up and grab it from number 89, Tiberius Bovine.
Yeah, the runner-up in total receiving yards. Fury team as they look to try and push this drive even further into Baltimore territory.
Another deep drop from Joseph Green. Green moving around the pocket, manages to get it off just in time. But instead of taking a sack, just makes it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, definitely a smart heads-up play, though, there by Joseph Green, not allowing this Baltimore defense to stack the sack line even more. And unfortunate that the most sacked quarterback here in the SFL it continues that.
Continues going forward as Scott Johnson only gains a single yard on the run. 3rd and 9 now.
And a quick note as well, if these results stand, the only undefeated teams remain in the North Division. Baltimore going to be moving to 5-0, and Queen City having beaten Houston 20-7, also moving to 5-0. And Jack, that North Division with Baltimore, Queen City, London, and the 4th team escapes me at the current moment.
DC.
Definitely DC, definitely a tough division to play in for all of these teams.
Yeah, it's currently looking to be a 2-horse race between Baltimore and Queen City, but it's not to say the other 2 teams are of low quality. London has really seen a resurgence over this past season, although their record may not show it, but also DC, they're showing some signs of life. They're really kicking into high gear. So overall, all these teams in the North Division, honestly, I'd say it's probably the most entertaining division to watch in the league right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Queen City, of course, at 5-0. Baltimore at 5-0. London, unfortunately, a loss to Atlanta yesterday, drops to 3-1. And I believe DC lost as well, dropping to 2-3 against Louisiana yesterday. But definitely nothing to sneeze at for either of these teams, as Ivory Irvin gets the call yet again.
Ivory Irvin gains 8 on the grab. Makes it a 2nd down and 2. The man at this point is out here to pad his stats.
Yeah, that's definitely what it looks like, approaching 275 yards unofficially on the day. And Baltimore, they still got their foot down on the gas here, Jack.
As they're going to hand it off to Jimmy Hazard. Hazard gets leveled at the line of scrimmage, makes it 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Eric Davis says, "No, sir. No, you're the rookie here. Stay down."
Third down and 2. Deep drop from, oh, he slips. Jack Wigmore. Going to be a tipped incomplete pass. First time we've seen the weather really impact a play today.
Yeah, and it looks like instead of trying the bait and switch again, they're going to bring out the special teams unit here. A rare mistake from the veteran Jack Wigmore. And it gives Vegas a chance to try and at least get something on the board here to end this game.
Punt is away, and it's going to be taken at about the 35-yard line, taken up to the 37. 5:08 remaining here in this ball game.
Yeah, and realistically, we'll probably see Vegas turn to a much more aggressive offensive mindset just to try and get something on the board against what has been a lethal Baltimore defense here.
Joseph Green moving around the pocket, but he's going to go down for a sack, loses 3. 2nd and 13, balls on their own 34.
Yep, and that's going to be sack number 30 for Sirron Yates, tackle number 100 in his career, and he's just shy of 50 tackles for loss.
Joseph Green going to go down for back-to-back sacks. You're joining us here on For the Fans. It's been all Vultures all day. 34-0 is your current score. And Ivory Irvin's been the main catalyst for that. 272 receiving yards. Joseph Green going deep. Is going to be picked off. Once again, that's his 4th interception today. And look who it is again. It's Giovanni Bolt.
Yep, that's going to be interception number 60 for Giovanni Bolt. A hat trick on the day. And on the play earlier, Sirron Yates on the sack, getting tackled for loss number 50. A lot of milestones coming up here for this Baltimore defense.
The defense has just been completely lights out. I cannot think of a better team, of a better overall performance today than this Baltimore defense. Handoff up the middle to Jimmy Hazard. Or no, that was actually T-Roy Gaines on the carry. Sorry, folks. Gaines 2 makes it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and definitely going to see a lot of those runs to Jimmy Hazard, to T-Roy Gaines. Try and eat as much of this clock out as possible. Still about 2 minutes to go for the 2-minute warning.
Second down and 8. Give me another handoff to Jimmy Hazard. Hazard is right back to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't gain or lose anything. It's going to be 3rd and 8.
Another handoff as anticipated to the fullback T-Roy Gaines there, as they're probably going to put the ball in the hands of the backup quarterback, actually, at this point. That is Adam Jefferson.
Third and 8. Jack Wigmore in the shotgun. Deep drop, looking around, throws the sideline, going to be tipped, incomplete. 4th and 8, and it looks to be that Baltimore's going to punt this one away.
Yeah, Baltimore decided midway through that drive to bring in the backups, and they're going to punt this ball away with just under 3 minutes to go in the game. Las Vegas definitely going to look to try and get at least something on board before this game ends. But admittedly, it's not really looking good for the Fury right now.
Kick is going to be taken up to the 15, 16-yard line, and with 2:49 remaining here in this ball game, it's going to be interesting to see if Baltimore has sent out their backups yet, which I think they may have.
Defensively, potentially not. Just to try and prevent Vegas from getting anything in this game. They have, of course, done so offensively, as we saw. As that's going to be a deep pass down the middle to Tiverius Bovine, and they're going to run the hurry up.
They found the soft spot on the defense. Another short throw over the middle. Gains enough for another first down up to Vegas's 48-yard line.
Yeah, and that was Bovine again on the reception there.
Looking around as Joseph Green goes deep down the side. It's going to be tipped incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and that was the backup corner, number 29, Benjamin Paul, on the deflection there. So it looks like at least some of the backups are in for Baltimore defensively. Pass intended for John Blades.
Second and 10. Standing right up as Joseph Green throws over the middle. Was that caught? Yes, it was. Down to Baltimore's 39-yard line. Got enough time for maybe another snap or two before the 2-minute warning. Joseph Green goes down again. It's going to be tipped incomplete. 2:02 remaining. We're going to get one last play in for the warning.
Yeah, that one deflected by the backup strong safety, Felix Maryland there. And they have to snap this ball away at least one more time before 2 minutes, though they are inside Baltimore territory.
Low snap for Joseph Green. Going to throw for the end zone. Intercepted once again.
That was one of the stars, Austin Brigham, on that interception. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning and potentially end the ball game.
Now under 2 minutes to go. Baltimore looking to waltz out of this game with a 34-0 win. And they're bringing out all the backups here for the Vultures. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be a gain of 7 as Las Vegas calls their first timeout of the half. Damon Morehouse with the first carry.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you expect to see out of Baltimore at this point. Just run the ball, try and eat up not only the clock, but also the rest of Vegas's timeouts, and send everybody home soaking wet.
Soaking wet, but at least for Baltimore's side and for their fans, they're going to be soaked, but they're going to be happy as Morehouse gets the first down. Morehouse gets a few more on top of it. And now, after all that, they should just be able to take it right on into the end here.
Indeed. Definitely, still not necessarily a bad showing for Vegas, specifically defensively. Their offense definitely struggled a lot, though Baltimore's defense has been nigh lethal in this game.
Going to be another knee. It's going to be 2nd and 12. And as Vegas burns out their final timeout, should just be a few more knees and they'll punt it away. Going to be another knee down, and that should milk the clock down to about a minute remaining in this ball game. For Baltimore, I mean, really, what more can be said? They just played a perfect game.
Yeah, they really did. Offensively, Jack Wigmore almost 400 yards through the air. The rushing attack with Jimmy Hazard and T. Roy Gaines, while not necessarily the flashiest in terms of yardage, were able to fill the role that you would have wanted an attack like theirs to fill. Their defense, 5 sacks on on Joseph Green. 4 or 5 interceptions. I forget the exact total. 3 of them, of course, into the hands of Giovanni Bolt, who takes third all time in total interceptions, just 1 behind Jeffrey Daggs. And they're going to look to punt this one away with about 25 seconds left here in the fourth.
Both these two teams heading into major rivalry games next week. Baltimore hits the road, although it's not much of a road trip, to the District of Columbia to face off against the Washington, D.C. Dragons. Meanwhile, for the Fury, it's Vice Wars next week, and this is not the way you want to be heading into Vice Wars.
Absolutely agree with you there. You know, not able to put anything up against one of the premier offenses here in the SFL. Definitely not the type of momentum you want going into a big rivalry game like Vice Wars.
Short drop from Joseph Green, going to get it outside. Gets it out of bounds, 2nd and 3.
Vegas, though, definitely not without their signs of life here in this game, especially on the defensive front. That first quarter, probably the best we've seen against this Baltimore offense for the first time this season.
And it's going to be another handoff. Throws the outside as Scott Johnson gets down to the 33, and with just barely enough time, do they get one? Going to spike it and then maybe try a field goal to at least get something going. And no, they ran out of time. Baltimore wins it 34-0. And it was all Vultures all day, and the Fury couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, I don't think Vegas wasn't really able to do much. They were able to get more yardage at least in the second half, but Baltimore's defense just too much for the Fury to handle.
Yeah, and overall, I mean, what isn't there to be said about the Vultures? In particular, Jack Wigmore and Ivory Irvin. Wigmore himself had nearly 400 yards on the day. Ivory Irvin nearly 275. Just going at all 110 miles an hour.
Yeah, you have to give credit, though, some to Baltimore's defense. 5 interceptions on the day, 3 of them into the hands of the free safety Giovanni Bolt. Sirrod Yates with 4.5 sacks on the day, picking up 3 different milestones with hitting 50 tackles, 30 sacks, and 100 tackles, 30 sacks, and 50 TFLs on the day. Player of the game nods probably going to go to Jack Wigmore, though, despite the absolutely stellar play by this Baltimore defense.
On the whole, though, Baltimore now going in 5-0 with a big statement win, as Vegas coming out of this rain-soaked and without a single point to their name. And once again, as I said, these two teams are entering into major rivalries next week. It's going to be a big game no matter what.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. As player of the game nod today goes to Ivory Irvin. 16 catches, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, almost 15 yards a grab. And Jack, I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely surprised.
Neither am I. He totally deserved it and much more. Thanks for everyone tuning into today's ball game between the Baltimore Vultures and the Las Vegas Fury. I've been Jack Brown alongside Aaron Alexander, everyone else in the booth here. Thank you so much. And we'll be right back after these commercial breaks here on the Simulation Football League on For the Fans.